to the Music Examination. The hosts of the show are Zag, Ness, and Curtis, who will be discussing, debating, and dissecting classic rock and roll. Let the show begin.
You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're looking at you.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the man closest to the board there.
Okay.
Waiting on you, Kurt.
Go ahead, Zag. You're all ready key for this. Go ahead.
No, Mike's going to talk about
Well,
it.
what we're gonna do-
Lord.
He's
some
whining,
about-
that, whining that we were overworking him, so screw him.
So they're going
He's going to do it anyway.
Work me more. All right. That's okay. All right. Yeah, I'm union. I'm only working for like 20 minutes on this one, not the 30, the full 30. I'm walking out for 10 minutes left.
All right.
This is bands that we really were hopped up by when they first came out. Now it's kind of like, A case in point, say if you had a certain band that you knew the album was coming out, you bought it within like that day or the day, a couple days after.
Okay.
Now, if that band came out with an album, you wouldn't even know it came out because you're not really that in tune to what they're doing. Not a case if you don't like them per se. You probably still listen to their music. It's just that they're still putting stuff out there, and you're just really not as in tune to checking it out or knowing it's even out there.
Right.
Or you're just lazy.
Well, you could be lazy too. There you go. All right.
And who's the band that you're going to start out with?
The band, probably
We'll talk
Aerosmith.
Oh,
I
damn
couldn't
you.
wait. I couldn't wait for Aerosmith albums to come out. I'd run out the Music Stop or Harmony House or Corvettes
I was gonna
or
name-
Sears,
Yep,
the second
Sears,
floor in
yep.
Sears. And think, okay, Aerosmith's album.
Peaches?
Usually we'd wait on Sunday.
Peaches?
Peaches. Well, Peaches were always expensive, so I never used to go there a lot. I used to go
Right.
buy the crates, but
Yeah.
the records were always, their prices were pretty high.
Okay.
But I mean, Sunday when you'd find out from the Corvettes, the little
Advertisement
page ad,
in
and
the
it'd say, okay,
newspaper.
this is out today, and you'd go run out there and you'd get it. And hopefully, a couple times you'd get shut up because the albums would be gone or whatever.
Then you get home and it's skipped.
Then you had to bring it back.
Yeah.
And it was always the first song on side one. It was never like the one toward the end. It was always the very first one. It usually was a hit too. It was like, son of a bitch. Are you serious?
Yep.
So, but now it's like as years went on and stuff, it's like, okay, I hear Aerosmith albums come out. I said, geez, I didn't even know it came out, but I wasn't really looking for a new Aerosmith album.
Like Honkin' the Bobo or whatever?
But I still listen to, like the other day, I was working on the backyard. I was listening to Toys in the Attic. I still listen to them. I don't. Their newer stuff doesn't.
Music from another dimension. You
doesn't.
didn't put
Doesn't
it on, eh?
doesn't intrigue.
Is that the
me.
name
No.
of their album?
The last album they had was Music
Yeah.
from Another Dimension.
Okay, when was that? When did that
Anything
come out? I don't know.
new
10
doesn't
years ago.
Really?
doesn't really intrigue me. So
You don't remember that one?
No. I stopped by. I stopped
that
buying.
was.
I stopped
was
buying
there a-
albums
Was there a hit
after.
off of that?
No.
Oh.
No, but they had a lot of guests. They had Carrie Underwood.
Oh boy.
I can't
Don't
remember.
make fun of
who it
Carrie
was.
Underwood.
Well, no, I'm just
She
saying.
married a hockey player.
I know, but no, I'm just saying.
It's,
is
it was
when they started having all these guests, like Aerosmith with guests. No, that's not what I want.
When
I
that
know.
album,
Good
when that
point.
album
Yeah,
came
I
out,
don't need-
they were promoting the fact that Jack Douglas was going to produce it. So I thought, man, they're gonna do another Rocks type album.
Yeah.
So I went out and got it. In fact, I got Best Buy because it had the Best Buy bonus tracks or whatever. And it's not that it's a bad album, but it was the same formula as the other ones that the poppier. It wasn't a rocking album. Like Rocks.
Drums are mic'd up really high, and
A lot of guest appearances, some ballads. So yeah, I was disappointed in it.
Does that ever work though? Like I said, the Kiss brought back Bob Earson for The Elder, and that was an abysmal failure too. But they did bring him back later on for. Oh damn it! I wasn't ready for this. Either Sonic Boom or Monster, and it wasn't bad. But can a producer actually kind of replicate what they were doing?
They were kind of pre-promoting it that way.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
we're bringing Jack Douglas
Yeah.
back to get the old sound, and
But I mean, Jack Douglas, it is known for the greatest parts of Aerosmith's
I'm
catalog.
telling you, I think
Yeah.
a lot of the influence comes from the record companies. You guys are going to do this type of music. 'cause
Probably.
it's sold.
Yeah,
The
that's
new
what-
Aerosmith
Well, yeah.
had some big hits,
yeah.
and
But they never can get back to
doesn't matter
Poison
what the
Attic or
producer says.
Rocks.
The bottom line is we're paying your contract, and this is what we want.
Yeah, but for Aerosmith though, they've got money, they've got say. They're not really.
I don't know. I might be wrong. It's just that album didn't touch.
No,
Anything old.
I get you.
So,
But it might be the same thing we're
but
talking
if
about. It's
Aerosmith came out today and said we're coming out with an album, kind of self-releasing it or something,
Yeah.
and they came out and said that it wasn't going to be like it was going to be for the older fans, I'd probably go out and get it right away. I could be disappointed again, but I would. Right now, they got nothing to lose. But I don't think they're going to come out with anything. I think they're
Well,
done.
okay, I just thought Steven can't sing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
so
they can AI him.
that's true.
Yeah.
They could probably, they could work as, yeah.
All right. What do you got there?
Previous podcast. Def Leppard.
Ooh.
Def Leppard.
Really?
Yeah, their last couple albums have been.
Now, what was their last couple?
Well, the last one I got was Sparkle Lounge.
Okay.
Oh, come on, they've had like 3 since.
Really?
They had a self-titled one. They had one called Go. And
Oh,
they just-
yes.
that's right, I do
That
remember
was one of
Go.
the covers.
and
That
they
was a
ju-
good
and
album.
They just had one out
Yeah.
called something Angels, Halo Angels or something.
Oh, yeah,
They've
yeah.
had some new stuff come out. And I've listened to them. They're okay, but I'm not rushing out and buying them.
No, yeah, that one album is a line from, was it Mata Hoople?
Yeah.
right. See, now with them, it's less about not me jumping out when I first hear that their albums are coming out. I don't know they're out. See, I'm still kind of a Def Leppard fan. I'll go check them because I trust what they do. They don't really do. Even Slang came out was kind of crappy, but if you listen back to it, it grows on you.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, but
I'm still from the, my neighbor one day, we were in his garage and he's going through songs. He puts on something from High and Dry. He goes, this album and the next one I was done with Def Leppard. He's a
Really?
whole old hardcore. He dug all the early shit and he didn't like anything.
Well, there was nothing before High and Dry. It was the On Through the Night. That was it.
Well, no, he said Pyromania too.
Oh, okay.
But he said after, once what is it, Hysteria came out, he goes, they lost me.
And Adrenalized.
They lost me. He's a drummer, so he plays. He just thought they kind of lost
like
their.
Euphoria?
He probably has never listened to it. I think he's just cashed out after they started getting real poppy.
All right. Well, that's kind of what this podcast is about. Yeah. I
Not just
guess,
poppy,
yeah.
but all the choruses, overlays, and all that.
Yeah.
He liked the harder rock
See,
stuff.
now that intrigued me, though. I like that. I just like to listen to that song or a song for them because they're really good about burying stuff. You get to listen to the same song over and over, and you can just pick out a spot, and you can
Yeah.
see where the. And again, if you're a purist and stuff, you're going to say the layering and stuff takes away from the music from, like, say, High and Dry, which is just basically 4 guys or 5 guys in a room just bashing it out. There was no layering or anything at all. They just went at it, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But to see where they went.
some of their others, like when you talk about Euphoria and all that,
That was very nuanced and very cool.
but they got, they still got a couple hard rock songs in
Yeah,
there.
Paper Sun.
Paper
Yeah.
Sun. So, but the newer stuff lately, I shouldn't say there's no rockers, but I don't run out and get it.
Okay.
I kind of know what to expect now. It's going to be
Okay.
a mixture of both.
So it's less about that and more about, okay, you're just kind of, I've heard what they've done, and I'm
Yeah, and
tired
I
of it.
still like. I mean, I listen
Yeah.
to Def Leppard all the time.
Yeah,
I
but
still
again,
like them.
Yeah, it's not like we've
Nothing
totally
against
thrown these
them.
guys away
I'd
in
even
garbage.
probably go see them if I had an opportunity. But
No, and again, this is not,
Yeah.
we've totally given up on these
But
guys. It's just we've given up on their
I'm
recorded
less
products.
interested in their newer stuff as I was
Right.
years ago when they would come out, when they were going to release something, you were fired up to go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By you, Kurt.
Me probably was Dokken, because they're still kind of they've put some stuff out, and they've got. I mean, obviously Don's got a whole new band with them.
Yeah,
now.
that's the problem with me is that you don't know who's in Dokken anymore.
Right.
I mean, Mike could be in Dokken.
Matter of
wouldn't
fact,
know.
they did call me, but no,
you didn't
I
want to.
turned it down. Yeah,
You couldn't handle Jeff's bass playing.
no,
Okay.
no.
Because he's in Foreigner now. Jeff's been in Foreigner for.
I don't-
but
these
yeah,
guys are all
it's just.
over
I mean,
the place.
after a while, it's when you because they were putting the ice. I'll see. I've been out to the record store or whatever, and okay, this is a Dokken album. You look back and it's like, oh, geez, this put out 5 years ago or something like that. And you're like, oh, okay.
Where it lost me was when Dokken and George Lynch, the Lynch Mob, same way. Lynch
Yeah.
Mob's putting stuff out there, and after like the second one, I'm going, okay, what the hell's going on? Then
Right.
you come back, then you go back out.
Right,
It's-
yeah.
I didn't know what the hell was going on. So, okay, you guys sort this stuff out. Let
I
me know
know,
when
yeah.
you guys get it together and stuff. Then I'll buy one of your albums.
Right. I know,
But,
yeah.
It's like, okay, it's...
Yeah, because they were talking George.
Yeah,
in the
they
interview.
go apart, then they come back, they
Yeah.
go apart, they go back. It's like,
They're supposed to go on tour.
right.
then they decided, well, no, I'll just come out and do 3 encore songs. And
I'll play live, but I'm not going to record with you. It's like,
yeah,
okay.
it's just
It's all about money.
Yeah.
I heard him say that.
Oh, yeah.
Here's,
And the fact that they didn't make any.
I'm not gonna lie. He goes, they can't pay me enough to play the full show. They pay him a couple $1,000s to come out and play 2 songs, and he's
yeah, and
happy.
the encore, yeah. And yeah, so I
Kind of sad, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like
I know.
these guys can't get it together.
You know, it's funny to say that's a great word, sad, because you're right. These guys are extremely talented guys, and their egos, they just can't get past themselves.
no, and
And they were right there.
they want all the money.
They were like
and-
right there as far as talent, and they did great albums, but they just could never make that next step. They were like a professional opening band. They just
Yep.
never could get
Right.
to that
It's all
stage.
about the money now.
But yeah,
These guys are getting old.
And I think that's what
they got to
killed them.
make it while they
Yeah.
can, and you know.
Yeah, because I seen an interview one time with Mick and Jeff and George. You know, they were all talking, and it was like, you know, are you guys going to get together with Don and make an album? They all went, okay. They all kind of so was looking at each other like, all right, who's going to talk? You know, it's like, no, we don't want to,
Right.
more or less, or it'd be almost like a 3 against 1, but
Well, that's
the
like
one guy was the name of the
And
band,
you-
so he
I
controlled
think
it.
Mike was telling me, or maybe even you, Curtis. It seems like it falls on Don. Don's the
Yeah.
one that's the biggest.
his
he's got
voice
the
is a
biggest
mess,
head
and he's
on
got all
this.
kinds of health problems.
Yeah,
And obviously Mick can't do
I
anything
guess he
now
can't-
because he's got his
Right.
roller. His
he
roller
can't play
cuffs are all
guitar
shot.
anymore.
Yeah, he can't.
Don
Don's
Dokken
like,
can't play. Can't. I think it's his fret fingers. They can't. He can't play guitar. He can't sing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a mess.
yeah, he had something to do with his neck or
Neck.
something, and it
Yeah, screwed him up.
It screwed him ass,
So,
hit nerve,
I don't-
and
you know.
he can't even really even move that well either.
No.
You know, he's kind of just stuck in.
He's
the,
just going out and playing to make some money, you know. But I mean, when you look at it, I know none of us are big Poison fans, but you know, Poison could go out and do at least a Shed tour and do pretty well.
Yeah.
But Bret Michaels doesn't. He wants to go out and try to build a solo career because he gets all the money.
Yeah.
Why does he gonna go split it 4 ways when he can go out
Well,
and take all the money?
I don't. When they go out, I don't think they use CC. I think they've kind of divorced themselves from
No,
him.
he
'cause
goes. He's playing.
He does.
yeah, he's back
I
in
know
the band
Bobby
now.
Dahl goes back out there. I know Ricky's got his side project, but he will come out and play with him. But I thought CC kind of drank
No.
himself or drugged himself
Well,
out
that
of the
was
band.
before he got himself cleaned up and straightened out. Now if they go out, he's the
Okay.
guitar player now.
Okay.
I've heard them guys. They're disappointed when he doesn't go out. Supposedly, I think next year's the year.
Well, you know, and like you said, you just touched on it. He's smart because he gets his like all the money himself.
Yeah. Why would
and
he-
he you know, again not. He's kind of a huckster and stuff, but he's a hustler. He busts
Mm-hmm.
his ass and stuff. He puts, from what I hear, he puts on a great show. He's not arrogant.
They said that-
seems like he's really down to
Didn't
earth
he do
and stuff.
the Def Leppard Motley Crue tour,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, he
said
was-
they in some cases he was better than them all.
Really?
The crowd was more into him.
Well-
he does get the people involved.
Yeah, he's got like that Sammy Hagar bundle of energy going for him.
Yeah, I mean their songs kind of wane on you, but I give him, like you said, I give him a lot of credit. He goes out and
Yeah, he busts
tried
his ass.
something different.
He doesn't
he's always
sleepwalk
out
through
there.
it. Yeah.
You know? But you know, I guess I see their point. I mean, he can make triple the money. Why
Right.
not?
Yeah.
Just
You
pay
know,
a couple
I mean, it's-
sidemen. I'm sure those guys are cheaper than Bobby Dahl and Ricky Rocket and
Oh,
CC
yeah.
would ask for.
He puts them on contracts. I'm sure they
Yeah.
get paid for the year, and
Yeah, because
rest is his.
if it's Poison, he's got to split everything 4
Yeah.
ways.
Right. Wonder who owns the name.
It could be the 4 of
It
them.
may not
I
be.
think Brett does. I
But
think.
see, if it was,
Oh, no,
Brett,
he must
why-
not, 'cause he'd go out as
he would go
Poison.
out as Poison with his whatever.
It's probably
It's probably the 4 of them.
Okay.
Usually stuff like that a lot of times is, you know, it's usually like the 4 of them when they sign or they create their corporation or whatever.
Right.
It's usually the 4 of them.
Right.
Yeah, but at some point, sometimes they
buy each
somebody
other out or
bows
somebody-
out,
yeah,
and
somebody,
they
yeah.
buy them out.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened with Rat.
Kiss.
I think Rat's
They
title
bought
is
Ace and Peter out.
Rat is I think Piercy, DeMartini, and Juan I think are the 3 owners of Rat. I think
Okay.
Bobby's out. They bought him out a long time ago
Really?
because he tried to go out. So now they're going out again,
Yeah.
but without Juan, so they can't call it Rat.
Yeah, they're doing that. They're doing
But
what's
then again, I think about that. I'm like, just get the guy back in the band.
Oh yeah, they do that.
go out and tour as
Bands
Rat.
do that. Yeah, it's so and so, and then there's so and so.
yeah,
With
because supposedly they're doing it's supposed to be
it's Rat, and then there's Juan Couchier's Rat.
Yeah,
It's like, okay,
no, this is going to.
no,
There's
it's-
a bill in this one is DeMartini and
Piercy doing Rat. Doing Rat.
and they got
you know, that
what's
can,
his name's
that
back.
can,
Carlos is in it too.
But
That
then they
confuses
got
the hell out of
different
people.
They got a different rhythm section with the drummer and bass.
you know,
player.
that confuses the hell out of people.
well,
I
no,
wouldn't
but
know what I'd
they're
be
not. They're not
expecting.
promoting it as Rat though. They're-
But I mean, still, I mean, you'd still go there with the intention of hearing a lot of Rat songs.
And they
You're
will.
still
Most
kind
likely
of-
they'll just do all the Rat songs, unless they
Right.
do a couple Piercy solo because
Then
Warren
they'll have a
doesn't
fight,
have
and then
anything.
they'll break up again, and Piercy will be back playing at the
So,
Diesel Lounge.
Do we know? Do we know what the genesis of that whole problem is in Rat?
now
Is
it's Juan is. It's all
He's a
money.
bass player.
From what I heard, it's always
shoot him
money.
in the head, move him to the side, get somebody else.
But
in
he's
there.
a part owner of their name. He's using that as leverage to. If you take me out and pay me this, then you don't get to use the name.
But it's weird.
Well,
because
Rat
if
to
he's-
me is Piercy and DeMartini.
But I mean, if he's
Maybe
a part
blocks it,
owner,
but you
then
can
they
get somebody to
should
replace him,
split.
too.
They should split it up three ways. That money should be
Then
split up
you
three ways.
got Piercy and DeMartini saying, "We're the face of Rat. We're not going to give you your." They can't get it together, so then he doesn't play.
Buy him out.
and then he can't.
Yeah.
He won't pay.
No, he won't
sell out.
Yeah, probably won't be let.
That's the problem. With all just the same thing going on with REO Speedwagon.
Yeah,
You know, you got Kevin Cronin goes out now as Kevin Cronin
Yeah.
playing REO Speedwagon
Speedwagon,
with
yep.
the same band he's been touring with the exception of Bruce Hall. And now he won't let Bruce
Well, I thought-
back in.
well, I thought-
he
I
owns
thought-
We're
part of the
talking
name.
about that on the drive over and stuff. Why they should be lucky they're even getting gigs at a state fair. Why are they making themselves out to be this big Rolling Stone thing here? They're not that big. They're lucky they have a gig.
Yeah, they're usually
Shut up
on a
and get out.
double
You're
bill
arguing with your
now.
bass player?
They do the summer double bill thing, and
yeah.
Now, who does Dave Amato side with, Bruce or Kevin?
Kevin.
no, he's David Model's in the band. Everybody's in the band except Bruce Hall went and had back surgery and
Right.
missed part of the tour last year.
Yeah, then when he-
wanted to come back, and Kevin told him, "Oh, I think you need to take a year off."
Right, you can't
And he
stand
didn't
up
take
straight.
kindly to that. And,
Yeah.
and he is. So is the other Alan Gratzer and
The drummer is gone.
No, Neil.
the
Neil
key-
Dougherty.
Neil Dougherty.
They are still corporate members.
Okay.
So they ruled on when Cronin wanted to go out as REO Speedwagon, they voted against it.
Okay.
So he couldn't use it.
He's got to use Kevin Cronin's doing our
sided
So
with
there you go.
Bruce
That
Hall.
goes to Kurt's point earlier, where when these guys sign up, they sign up. It's all for one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
'Cause I heard Kevin-
Gratzer and Dowdy not only the band now, but they still hold. They're part of the corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I heard Kevin Cronin on the radio saying that, his side of the story being that Bruce isn't ready to go out and do a vigorous tour, and we still pay him when we go out. Like the tour when he was off and they brought in, I forgot who they brought in for bass.
They brought in Matt Bissonette.
Okay. Well, they were paying him on a contract, and then Bruce Hall was still getting paid.
Oh, really?
So he's like, I don't know why he's crying because he's still making out. But he goes, he's actually cutting his throat now because when I go out as Kevin Cronin, he gets nothing.
Yeah.
He's kind of rubbing his face a little bit. That was his, he should really keep his mouth shut, let me use the name REO because he's going to make money on it.
Yeah.
By me doing this, he doesn't get anything. It's
Yeah.
just such a mess.
I would
and
go
I'm thinking, these legacy bands like
Right.
this.
I would
what
go
are you
see
doing?
REO before I see Kevin Cronin's REO. 'Cause
But
REO
but it's actually the same band you would see, just minus Bruce Hall.
But if you're not in tune to that, if you don't really know
No,
who
yeah.
Kevin Cronin is, you know REO.
That's
Roll
why
the
he's
Chains
not.
and
That's
stuff.
why he's in the middle slot
Yeah.
on that tour this year with Styx and
Okay.
whoever he's touring with.
Yeah. This same thing with what's going on with Journey.
Yeah.
In a
Oh my
way.
God, what a mess
you
that
know,
is.
But
I mean, that one-
they saw a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
They kind of did a
but I mean,
comeback.
but they're intermittent fighting that
but it's him and Jonathan Cain.
Right, yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, but that's a whole different situation. They're saying,
But they're just
they're saying Neil Sean's going out and buying like the top-notch hotel rooms on the company credit card,
Really?
not asking if it's with the other people that are in the corporation.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
So now the only thing Steve Perry gets at anything is probably songwriting, right? The royalties.
I don't know what his cut is. He might still
Because
be.
he probably doesn't have anything as
He might
part
still be making money off them
off the
touring.
actual Journey stuff.
If he's
Okay.
part of the corporation,
right.
He gets
Yeah,
paid.
that-
Because I'm
that-
sure he's still getting a sweet royalty check because he wrote all those songs and stuff, or
yeah.
partial.
Yeah, partial.
So he
Yeah.
can stay home, doesn't have to tour. He'll
I'll
still
bet
get a
he's part
paycheck,
of the-
but he's got really maybe no hands-on thing with Journey if they want to just sell those. Well, no, if they want to sell a song,
I don't
to
remember
like
if I heard if he still was part of that corporate entity or he sold his part. I'll bet he's still.
That I
Why-
that I don't know.
He's just
you
sitting
know.
back collecting the money. Well, why wouldn't you? Same with the guy in Queen, John Deacon.
Yeah,
They said he still gets full cut.
he still gets.
So he was a
full
four-way member?
So
Yeah.
he hasn't played with him for years. He's just they said he's in some little town and he's like
Yeah,
hidden.
he's- yeah,
he's checked out.
Yeah.
but he's getting paid big time. And even when they sold their music,
Okay,
he got
a
full
of it?
cut.
Kurt's checked out.
Kurt's been checked out since
Yeah.
the second grade.
You've
He's
been
never
on-
fully come back.
You've been on the grid for a while. What do you got there, Kurt?
no,
we
but yeah,
went off
no,
on a
it's-
tangent there.
I just said mine.
Did you?
Yeah, docking.
What you did? Okay.
Okay, my turn.
All right.
Or is it your? No, it's your turn, Mike.
Mine. Okay. Heart. And it's really getting tough to get to. Oof.
Yeah, that's
And
that one. That one
when
there
Heart
is,
was like one of those bands that, yes, you'd stand in line and at Corvettes and wait for those doors open and run up the second story and stuff and buy that album and just get home and just play the hell out of it. And as the years went on, again, kind of like the Dockin thing, the sisters started fighting. Nancy had a solo career, then Anna had a solo career, and they got them back together. Then they got rid of the band. They got new people they don't even know in her, and it just got. And now they got back together with a new band, and then Ann went through cancer. So I showed you guys a video, and you guys seen it.
Yeah.
Ann's gone through cancer treatment, so now she's sitting in a wheelchair with her arm in a sling, and her haircut look like she's a.
Yeah,
you know,
she's something wrong with her leg or
Yeah.
arm or something. She fell.
so being Heart was one of those go-to when the album came out. I was standing right there, banging on the door and stuff, going, let me in.
Yeah.
Now it's like I don't even know what the hell I expect. And
Yeah,
again,
'cause it-
I'll listen to Heart. Like the other day, I was listening to Magazine while I was doing some stuff for the house and stuff. Probably the best vocals Ann's ever done on an album and stuff. But now it's like, okay. And then now you think back, it's like, I looked back at the album or that video I saw, it's like, ugh, that's tough now where they've kind of
Yeah.
pull back.
that's-
Pull
yeah.
back, maybe reassess what's going on and stuff. But
They haven't really had a new album in a long time, though. The last one they came out with was kind of like a redo of songs, I think.
Really?
Because I got
I wouldn't know because I kind of lost touch.
I got,
I kind of lost touch after
I
like
got a
Jupiter.
couple- I bought
After
the
Jupiter's
last-
Darling, I think I kind of lost touch.
I bought Jupiter's. I kind of liked that album. And
yeah, it
then
wasn't bad.
They came out with Fanatic, I think it was called, which
Okay.
I got. And that
I
was
got that.
okay. It
Got a
wasn't
Sarah McLachlan
And then there
song
was
on
a
there.
Velvet Car one, but those have
Oh,
been
yeah,
out
but
for.
I remember
10, 15
them
years.
promoting that one, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
But
get
those
it.
weren't. None of those were real duds. I mean, but they really haven't really done anything lately. They've had a couple live albums,
Nothing where you're
So-
going to sit there, you're sitting on your hands going, oh, I can't wait for
which
this
is
to come out.
these people are great artists, great writers. Why are they not releasing stuff? Is it costs too much? I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably what you got. Yeah, what you got to do. What you got. The
course,
cost
they
of
weren't-
making the album.
They
and-
kind
Right.
of they were kind
but,
of fighting.
but most
so.
of them nowadays
Yeah,
have
there was
studios in
the
Rome.
fight was over something really stupid, like
or one of the
Ann's
husbands
kids said something to one of
reprimanded-
Nancy's
yeah.
kids or something like that, or Ann did something to one of Nancy's kids. Something really stupid, some familiar, a family thing here, and it blew up to whatever it did. But, yeah. Now, we keep talking about legacy bands, and there's kind of sounds like a theme here. I'll tell you one legacy band that I still kind of wait for. It was the Stones. I couldn't wait for Hackney Diamonds to come out. I wanted to hear what a bunch of 80-year-old guys could put together,
Yeah.
and I wasn't disappointed. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was.
Well, that's
I
a
was.
really good
I
album.
was sitting there going, "This is all right."
Yeah.
So see, that was a band where it's like, okay, you should be going, "Oh, what they think us?" Yeah,
I know, yeah, what's going on now,
No,
yeah.
but I was kind of waiting for Hackney Diamonds to go, "Okay, yeah, I want this," and I
Mm-hmm.
jumped on that. Cooper, when he did the last Cooper album there, the double album, wrote the songs about the road when you're on the road.
The Road, it was called. His last
There you
album
go.
wasn't a double
Pretty catchy.
album, though. I don't think it was a
No, it
double
wasn't a
album.
double album. It was
I think I bought. Oh, you know what?
He's got a company live disc. Wasn't it got a company
There was
disc?
a live disc, I think, in there too.
Paranormal.
All right. So there was the road, but there's another one. I was waiting for that one to come out.
Yeah.
You know, the one before that was the song about Detroit.
I like this
and stuff.
Detroit Stories
Yeah,
album.
that was
I went
that
out and
was
got
out.
that one.
Yeah.
That was a good album.
So that's kind of flipping on what we're talking about. A lot of the ones we were talking about, bands, it seemed like there's always legacy bands like, okay, I got bored, so whatever. No, there's some legacy bands that I still kind of, okay, yeah, I can't wait for that to come out. But there's not a lot of them. There's a lot on the other end of that spectrum, though.
Yeah, there's not a lot of bands
Yeah.
putting out. I mean, there are some bands putting albums out, but
Yeah.
some of them, most of them are like, oh, they did.
Yeah. Or
You don't
know
even hear
it.
about
Right,
it.
yeah.
You know, you don't even know
Yeah,
they're
because
coming
it was
out.
what was it? Who was the guy? Was it? I forgot what band it was, but there was someone they were interviewing him, and he's like, you know, I'll be out on the road meeting fans, and they're like, you know, when'd you put the new album out? And he goes, have you been checking? We just put one out last year. You know?
It's out.
Yeah, it's out. So
It's right here at the table. I'll autograph
Yeah,
one for
there
you.
you go. Yeah.
You know, yeah. So it's
$10
kinda funny.
I'll autograph it
Yeah,
for
so it's
you.
kind of funny, but in general, what it is they're still putting music out, but it's not really getting any radio airplay.
No.
So that's why some of this stuff is, you know, it's like
I
people
tell you.
are surprised.
Well, I mean, the two, excuse me, the two bands we're talking about, Cooper.
Yeah.
I heard about it through CSX because they were pumping that up, and
Yeah.
through stuff I was reading in magazines. The Stones, obviously, because of the Stones, there was a
Right.
kind
There
of
was
a
a big-
build up
yeah.
and stuff. So yeah, so there's still methods and ways to get your information out there. Mm-hmm. But
And then
again,
they all
for
got
a lot of the
websites.
bands, like we like some of the guns are a little bit under the not under the radar, but just a little bit the B level ones, like say
Right.
a Heart or something like that. You wouldn't have
Well,
that
isn't-
kind of
like Tesla's still putting new. I think Tesla's still putting music
No,
out.
see,
Yeah, they
that
do.
would be interesting to hear. I'd like to see what they were
I think
putting
they,
out.
you know,
They put. I think they've been releasing like singles, and then they
Okay.
said they're going to put it all on one album once they get the singles out.
Is it any
Okay.
good?
Yeah,
And outside of the one guitar player, is everybody still in there?
yeah, except for the drummer,
Troy
Steve,
Lucetta?
He's gone.
Yeah,
I don't know
he
what
So I
left
thought it was
there.
that one of the guitar
Well,
players kind of drank
yeah,
himself out of the band.
yeah,
so that Tommy Skeoch.
Oh,
or
Tommy
whatever.
Skeel's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
He's off. He's got us like some other band.
Frank's still in the band.
Frank
and-
Yeah,
Hanna,
Frank
he's
Hann's
good,
still in
yeah.
there.
Band, yeah.
Same singer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jeff Keith.
Jeff
Yeah.
Keith.
Like I said, I've been listening to them more, and I kind of missed them when they were out. They're one of the bands that I've kind of caught on late.
Okay.
You know who's put some good albums out, and you don't hear about him is Ian Hunter.
He's still putting,
He did the Defiance 1 and 2 album. He put them out at 2 different times.
Uh-huh.
Really good albums. He's got guests on them. Billy Gibbons is on one of them. But he's still writing, and what is he, like 80, 82?
Yeah,
and he
he's-
still sounds good, and his music's still good, man.
Really? I didn't
His
know
last
that.
couple albums, even he had one called When I'm President that I got. I
He
was
still
hoping-
got that kind of sarcastic kind of humor in his
Yes.
songs. I love
Would you ever
that.
go to his website? He's got this thing called The Horse's Mouth.
No.
Where he'll take questions.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's funny as hell, man, because he'll
He'll
give-
answer him?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool
I
as
asked him a
hell.
question one time. He
Yeah.
responded.
Yeah.
I wanted to see, is this real? And he did. He responded. I put something like, saw you at St. Andrews Hall, great concert or something. He said, thanks, mate. He just puts like quick answers.
Yeah.
But once in a while, someone will trigger him, and he'll just freaking lay into him. He's
No
kind of a
shit.
dick. It's funny, yeah, because they'll say like, hey, he's had a hearing problem. He hasn't been
What?
touring because he's got tinnitus, and it's real bad.
Okay.
So he announced I can't tour, right? And so some idiot will go on there, hey Ian, when are you going to hit the road? And he'll put, have you been watching lately? What have you been missing? He'll be sarcastic. It's really cool. He does
It's
it
on
every
his
month.
website, eh?
It's on his website. It's a tab called Horse's Mouth. He does it every month. It's almost
I
like
would be-
a diary.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah,
I'll
they
have to
check that out. I'd throw a couple questions
or
his way.
sometimes someone
Yeah.
will ask him something and he'll really hook onto it. Like it might be
Yeah.
something that just you don't think would catch him, but it'd be something like about his olden days that he just liked. He likes,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that's a cool, I didn't know you would know that. And he'll make a little bit of a longer comment. But
And
it's
the questions,
funny as hell.
are they kind of like really stupid,
It's
like
free.
what's your
Whatever-
favorite color, or are
yeah,
they actually
sometimes
really
somebody
good?
will say, what was it like playing with Mick Ronson? And he'll put like, it was great. Like, what a
Yeah,
stupid question.
okay,
What do you want me to
so,
say?
Ariel
You can
Bender.
tell when you just go on it. When you read
Yeah.
it, you'll get a gist of how it works. And he's done it for a long time.
Oh,
You can go
shit.
back and read some of the old ones.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
That would be fun if you could get more rock stars
Somebody
to do that.
You got to come to Boston and play, the Garden, and he'll put like
can't play the
they
Garden.
can't pay me enough, or,
Yeah.
or they, I can't fill it, or whatever. It'll be something funny.
See, now that would be cool, like for your legacy ones. Like, like a Sammy Hagar, if he did something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Or, well, you
And
could
you
do,
can tell
you could do
he's-
Ted, but Ted would just, everything would be, you know,
I just
your
can't see
paragraphs
a lot
long,
of
yeah,
these-
it wouldn't be
A lot
good.
of these guys have social media people doing their social media.
Yeah, but-
you can tell Ian Hunter's doing this thing, and he's probably
no,
not.
he's probably got
I don't
somebody
think he's
te-
much of a social media
No,
guy. I
he's
don't-
got somebody sitting at the desk and stuff, and he goes, well, read me that last question. Well, blah, 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 blah. Type this, and this. Yeah, he probably didn't do anything. He's sitting back there
He
drinking a
might
beer
be
and
typing
stuff.
them, but
Yeah.
but it's definitely him answering because
Huh.
you can tell by the tone sometimes. It's
That's
great.
cool.
I give him a lot of credit.
So I'd be like, well,
Check that
what
out.
was the thing about always wearing the sunglasses?
Yeah. What the hell's wrong with your eyes?
Yeah, and he might. You don't know how he's going to take it. That's
Right,
what's
yeah.
so funny about
Yeah,
it.
you don't know
'Cause
if
some of the
he's-
questions
yeah,
are.
did-
You'll think, oh God, he's going to rip.
Oh,
this
God,
guy.
he's gonna rip me.
And he
Don't-
does.
don't
and
yell at me.
He'll
Don't
answer
yell
him
at
with
me.
a nice. He got like comments on the Mata Hoople tour and all that.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and he'll. And sometimes you get information that you never even thought about. He'll tell you some quirky thing that.
So
you
was
know,
it? So when you were never alone with a schizophrenic, were you actually with a schizophrenic at the time?
He would probably
That's why you
he'd
said-
probably cry on that
That's a,
one.
that's a Kurt question.
He'd probably say that's a
that's
really
a really good
stupid-
album.
He'd
I love
probably
that album.
respond. That's a really stupid question, Kurt.
No, what? Guys, like, the
Don't
title.
waste my time.
Were you,
Yeah.
were you-
Sir, you're wasting my time. Actually, hey, you know what? Check this out. We got our own little podcast. Check us out, Ian.
Yeah,
Hey, you want to be on our podcast? No, I don't think so.
Are you
Mate.
crazy? Yeah, mate.
Mate. All right. Are we about done here? Is that what the clock says over there, Kurt? Is that what you're staring at?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it, I think.
All right.
I only got
Okay.
a couple in. That's a bummer.
All right.
Well,
Well, we'll
yeah.
save these for later.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, we
Okay.
could probably do it. 'Cause I don't think people just want to keep listening to you talk about your bands or whatever.
I'm giving people good information. Like Mike didn't know about Horse's Mouth. And I
true.
talk to him all the time. He didn't
I think
even
it's
know about
fantastic.
it.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I
gonna-
thought
I'm
he
gonna
was
check it
I
out,
thought
you
he was
know.
an Ian
So
Hunter fan.
Zagapedia, we got
Maybe you should
Zagapedia.
check
still.
out people's websites once in a while. Get a little information.
Yeah, you know.
Got it.
I
You
don't
know.
Yeah.
I haven't checked it in a while, so maybe he's going to go out on tour. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
But I
Well, if you
I
can't-
recommend those two albums. The last two are
The last
very
two?
good.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll have to check
Don't
them
know
out.
when Zag
Well, hey,
became
I
his
got-
PR guy, but that's
Yeah, I
okay.
know.
You know,
His
as
North
long as it
Amer-
pays well.
Well, ever since John Butcher fired
his
him.
North American PR guy.
Yeah, now, what's going on with John Butcher? Is he dead?
No, he's
All right.
putting a lot of material out there. I've got his last solo CD, and then he's got a band, Bergoglio something and Butcher. It's three people that they did a CD a couple years ago.
Coming and touring at all?
He tours in the Boston area. Doesn't get outside of Massachusetts very much. But
So- There's like what, one or two places you could play in Massachusetts area? Or is there
there's a
multiple?
billion places.
No, they got a lot of
All
clubs there.
kinds
Okay.
of play. Peter Wolf plays them all too.
I see. Okay.
Speaking of Peter Wolf, anybody get his book yet?
No,
No,
I've heard about that. Have you?
I'm
got it?
reading the Chuck Berry book I just got, the autobiography.
No, his is out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get it. I'm
You
gonna
got, you
get it.
gotta get. No, I haven't. I heard about it coming out, but
I'm gonna find out how freaky Chuck Berry was. I'm only about 20
You gonna
pages
talk about
into
the
it.
hole in the wall?
Well, we're not there yet. I'm in 20 pages in. He just got bored.
Is this an authorized book? Or is
Yes, to a degree. He never really authorized a book, and it's a compilation of hundreds of interviews with friends, family, and then stuff he's taken from magazines. The guy's taken from magazines, but he prefaced it saying, "I know a lot of the stuff Chuck said wasn't the truth." He says a lot of Chuck's interviews weren't, completely truthful.
Right.
So he's got a lot of interviews with friends and people around there, what he grew up with and stuff, to try to add to it. So he says, I'm having a hard time because a lot of the stuff that Chuck
Didn't he
said.
have some fetishes?
Chuck
supposedly?
did make up some things and stuff. And again, I'm not that deep in the book to know about
Well, I don't
whatever
know
that,
about the
but I'm
fetish
going to
thing.
get
I
to
was
that.
interested.
Yeah,
Is
he's
that true?
King of rock and roll.
I do
Shut
know,
up.
though, that-
Shut the hell up. He's a king of
I
rock
do
and
know
roll.
that he's an innovator. I do know that he didn't play until he got paid first.
Yes.
That's a true story.
Well, we're gonna find.
You
I'm going to
didn't have
find
the money for him.
Again,
He was packing
as
up
I'm
and
reading
going.
this book, I'll let you know. I'm going to find out why that started that way. I'm sure it's because all the other black musicians back in the day got ripped off.
Right, so
but
he
I mean,
decided-
I'm again. He was just born right now.
Oh, okay.
East St. Louis.
He's a fetus.
He just came out of the womb there. He's listened
I got the
to.
fetus part of the book.
But
I
yeah,
see.
the very part. Yes, yes.
Can't even wipe his ass.
All right. I guess
Okay.
the author didn't really get into
Pay attention,
that.
though, because this might have started the fetish thing. Something that happened in his childhood.
It's funny you say that. There is. I shouldn't say this.
I didn't even read the book.
There
and I know
is
stuff.
there is one part. It just started out. He got disciplined and spanked by one of his white nursemaids back in the day, and he kind of got excited by that to the day that
It's all coming together.
the weirdness is starting to creep in. But again, I'm only 20 pages in. I'm going, I don't know what the hell I'm in for. But again,
So you can have a recap on the next podcast?
I can, but I just right now
Take notes.
he got spanked and he kind of liked it. That's kind of where I'm at.
Okay.
It's just okay.
More to come then on the Chuck Berry book.
Yikes, I'm just-
Mike's going to recap it
I'm
for
kinda
us.
yeah, there you go. And then, Mike, what is this week's episode on the Chuck Berry book? Well, I'm up to chapter 3, and now he's into this, and this. Anyway, let's not besmirch the name of the king of rock and roll. Anyway,
All right. So we're gonna end.
wrap it up.
Rock it up.
Well,
Wrap it
hopefully
up.
you
Rock it
guys
up.
enjoyed the show today. We do have other shows that you can check out if you'd like. Just go
no,
to.
you have to check them out.
Okay. Oh yeah. We
Tell
have
them.
To, okay. All right. You have to check these.
We're not telling you. We're not asking. We're telling you.
So, Kurt,
Okay.
since the last podcast, since we fired up the Kurt O'Danny project, any news on new
Nothing.
merchandise releases?
Nothing yet.
Nothing?
Nothing yet. No.
Is that getting going?
Start that. I'm gonna.
www.cop.com is where you can keep up to date on the new
Yes.
resurgence of the Kurt O'Danny project.
Yes. We got some new exciting things that will be happening.
Remastered? He's
Yeah,
got the
yeah, we're-
remastered Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah. we are working.
We can do this again.
We are working on some of the stuff.
Not again! Not again! Not again! Damn it!
I wasn't going to do it. Sorry.
All right, Kurt. All right.
I could go on and on.
Oh
man.
my God. Go.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. You can check us out if you want. If you want to contact us, and, you can contact us at or you can email us at themusicexamination@gmail.com. And this podcast was recorded and engineered at Frederickson Studio, and it was produced by a lot of these are produced by the gang here, and hopefully you had a good time, and we'll catch you next time.
You can't leave now. Who's gonna water the plants?